Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is DiamondDelorean, and today we're doing a rather sad video in a way. We are going to be going through all the POIs that are currently on the Chapter 2 map as of Chapter 2 Season 8, and we are going to be pretty much saying goodbye to them as Chapter 3 is right around the corner. Mark your calendars, December 5th is the live event, and December 7th is when Chapter 3 starts. We will be going into a black hole by the sounds of that, and I just kind of felt like saying goodbye to all of these locations that have been with us over the past few years, and I hope you guys do enjoy. The first location on my list here that I would like to say goodbye to is Dirty Docks. Now in the background there was footage of me walking through each of these locations and kind of just giving it one last look really before the Cube Queen does inevitably annihilate the entire island, turning everything into the sideways and destroying the Chapter 2 island as we know it. Dirty Docks wasn't really my most popular landing drop over Chapter 2. It was really kind of ignored. The place hasn't really changed at all. It's kind of just stayed the same apart from that new mothership crash site. And in all honesty, wasn't really my favourite location. But still, I do want to say goodbye to it. So, goodbye Dirty Docks. The second location I would like to visit is of course Steamy Stacks. Steamy Stacks has obviously changed a lot since it first was introduced in Chapter 2 Season 1. As you can see, pretty destroyed now since Kevin did break out of the middle. Many people speculate that was original Kevin. I'm not quite sure what happened to him. I'm pretty sure he's now part of the middle of the map, which we will see soon. Honestly, Steamy Stacks, I landed it quite a bit, did a few challenges over here, and it was definitely a great rotation spot from the yacht in Chapter 2 Season 2, and honestly I think I'll miss Steamy Stacks quite a bit. Mr. Kevolution Energy, goodbye. Corny Crops. Now, Corny Crops really got me hooked on it during this season, Chapter 2 Season 8, and last season, Chapter 2 Season 7, especially with the inclusion of the mythic boss Sloan back in Chapter 2 Season 7, and all this season, it's been one of my most landed places. Anyone that I play with can vouch for me on that. I stand by Corny Crops. I love it. It did suffer a bit of destruction last season from the mothership, and arguably got rid of the worst places about it, and worst parts about it, which was the mythic boss. I hope this does follow through to Chapter 3. I doubt it will, but this location will be missed by at least me and hopefully some other members of the community. Risky Reels. Oh god. Brings back memories, doesn't it, from Chapter 1. Up at the top of the map. Everyone would go there. People loved it. And then, after the black hole, everyone kind of just expected Risky Reels to be gone. But it wasn't. Risky Reels has suffered some damage over these past few years from Season 4 of Chapter 2, where it flooded pretty much, to many other disasters. And honestly, I hope it sticks throughout into Chapter 3. If it doesn't, honestly, I will miss this place. It was a great job. Brings back many memories for me. The old Cube Town, aka the Pyramid. Haven't had much experience with this drop so far, seeing as it is relatively new. But it's very action-packed, and that lady up there is the reason we are saying goodbye to many of these POIs, as they will not be around for much longer. I have heard news that some of these will possibly be lasting, and I hope they do. But this is definitely not one of them, and I honestly can't wait for this POI to be gone. Bony Burbs. Now, this area has been rather ignored over the past season or two. Since its introduction in Season 6 of Chapter 2. After getting rid of, say, I think it was Salty Springs, or like Salty Towers, it replaced. And during like season 5, I completely forget. I would have to go back and look at videos and stuff from back then. But this place used to be another main drop for me for a little bit, and then I kind of just ignored it, and it became kind of a rotation spot for practically every game. So I do have some memories of this location, and I probably will miss it quite a bit. Damn. Pleasant Park. Now, this location has changed a lot over the seasons. Season 4, the Marvel season, Doom's Domain. God, that was an amazing location where the soccer field just opened up. Doghouse here, a great drop. I loved it. I land there every game. I landed there every game, I would go to Pleasant. The Get New gas station over there, great rotation spot. Everything about this place is amazing, and I hear it will be staying. Let's hope. Stealthy Bloody Stronghold, an absolute great location back in the day. Like, I used to land here quite a bit season 5 when it released, back when Predator was rumored to be here. People thought this was like a Jurassic Park location. You could get max wood immediately, great weapons, and since the IO base has been here, many people do ignore it, but I have remembered this location. I haven't dropped here as much as I used to, fair, like, that's a good point there, but it still seems to be a good location, and sadly I don't believe this will be sticking with us. Goodbye, Stealthy. Do we even have to really talk about this location? Just no. Like, we're not talking about this location. It doesn't deserve to be on this list. No one likes, and if you do, get some help. This next location is the Shark. Now, God, I remember back in Season 2, Chapter 2, when this location dropped, everyone landed here. It was amazing. The vault was amazing. The mythic scar that you could get from the boss Sky was bloody OP. You would also get the infinite grappler, I believe, if I am remembering correctly. And I think this was like the first drop I did of Season 2. This and the Grotto were two of my favourite locations back then. It's sad to see this place come to ruins, and I am sorry to say that I don't think this location will be coming over to Chapter 3 with us. And yeah, I just have so many memories of this location, and that's the Shark for you. This next location is Believer Beach, or originally known as Sweaty Sands, probably what I still refer to it as to this day, as that's what I'm used to. Believer Beach was more like came in last season because of the aliens coming, and it has kind of stayed. They never changed it back because of all the decorations for the aliens. People thought there was going to be a concert here at some point, but never happened. It was kind of a letdown. But I did enjoy this location, but even back when it was Sway Sands. This location had like the best drop rotations, all of that stuff. You could just land here, get a loadout, get some kills, and leave, go anywhere. You could get. I used to drop the hotel, but even if the hotel was contested, you could go literally anywhere and be completely fine. It was great. It's a great location, and I have heard rumors this will be coming over with us to Chapter 3. I hope they're true, but I also don't like 100% know. And if it doesn't come over with us, I will miss this location. It was pretty fun, and especially in squad games. I had plenty of victories here by myself and with my friends. I will remember this location for a long time. Next location here is Holy Hedges. Now, God, Holy Hedges. First drop I did of the chapter actually was at Holy Hedges, and I had no bloody clue what I was doing, because like I didn't know anywhere. I didn't know any of the locations or anything, and I landed at the house that I'll show you in a minute, and I'll point it out when we get there. I think it's kind of where my blue marker is at the moment. I would land there, rotate over to the other house just across from it there that's directly in front of me at the moment, and I would get some like loot from there. 3 chests usually spawn there. It was great. You would get kills here too. Most of the time there were bots here. You wouldn't get many real players. But yeah, I will miss Holy Hedges. It was a great location. I had fun here. Now, this location isn't really a POI, to be completely honest. But I thought it deserved to be on here. The Log Jam. Absolutely great location. God, I have memories here. I drop here even to this day. Not for the loot. You wouldn't go here for the loot. You would go here because you and the boys wanted to do a goddamn skybase, and you would go here or the orchard, and you would just build a goddamn skybase and get that bloody victory royale with the boys. Winning with a skybase is amazing, and this location was iconic for it. This next location, Weeping Woods, would be where you would rotate into after going to Log Jam. And to be completely honest, throughout the entire chapter, I landed at this location probably less than 10 times, like landing here. And most of them would have been for challenges. Not even a joke. Less than 10 times over the entire chapter. Sure, I rotated through here and like would get mats through here and all that stuff, but I would never start the game here. It was really not my favorite location, and I do not think this will follow us to chapter 3 just because it wasn't the most popular location. So goodbye, Weeping Woods. Sludgy Swamp, originally known as Slurpy Swamp. This location was one of the first locations I went to during chapter 2. I think it was probably my second or third location I visited, and I loved it. Everyone loved it. Free shield at the start of the game. It was game changing because you could get land, straight up get shield, some mats for like metal and stuff, and just go in, get some kills. And my favorite play time where it was in the game was last season, where everything was floating. But now it's kind of just, this season's been ruined. There's no shield, there's nothing really. There's a few slap barrels there, but not too much. So I enjoyed it, and goodbye Slurpy. Next location is something that I enjoyed. It's Misty Meadows, and it reminds me a lot of OG Happy Hamlet. Back in, what was that, season 8? Season 7? I think season 7 probably. It was one of them, of chapter 1. And it was, this location, I landed here quite a bit over the chapter. Never really got a win here, I don't think. I got a win while landing here, but never final circle win here. I probably did once. But this location was quite good. You had a decent amount of chests and houses to rotate to. I should have landed here more this season because of this UFO crash site and all the loot with it. And I don't think it'll be following us to chapter 3. Goodbye, Misty. This next location is Retail Row. Now, this is OG. Let's be completely honest. It's been with us since chapter bloody 1. Like, it went from Retail Row to Mega Mall, back to Retail, and then it's still got the dancing fish. Like, look at that. This location hasn't changed a bit. It is great. It is like, I hope it stays, because Retail and Pleasant they're like the only ones I can think of at the moment, and I think they are the only ones that are fully carried over throughout chapter 1 and throughout chapter 2, and they're both just amazing locations. Like, there's nothing you can say to change my mind on that. They're so good. You can get weapons, mats, you get decent fights. Retail was kind of quiet this chapter because it wasn't middle of the map, it's edge of map, but still, it's a good starter job. And Lazy Lake being across from it, that's amazing. I hope to see you next chapter, Retail. And here we have Craggy Cliffs. This was probably a location I visited like during chapter 1 season 1 and thought, this is cool. This is a great concept. Fishing was new. You could fish all along there. You can see all the fishing spots over there. The introduction of fishing was, there were so many here. You could just easily get fish and stuff. And the Fish Sticks restaurant, only building I ever actually landed on here. Probably apart from like the dock area. I never really landed on any of these other houses. But like they were always there if I needed to loot. There's also that house up on the top of that mountain up there, which I used to land on back in season 1 of chapter 2, because I used to think, like, that was a pretty good landing spot. You would have like 1 or 2 chests, you would have the high ground. Since then they've added that turret there. I haven't seen anyone really use it at all. Mainly because I kind of ignored this spot this season, and probably shouldn't have. Hope to see you next season. And here we have Caddy Corner. Now, Caddy Corner is quite a weird location. It was in Season 2, but it wasn't Caddy Corner yet. It was like a box factory. And then Season 3 transformed it, putting Kit here as the boss with the Mythic Charge Shotgun and Shockwave Launcher, which are, like, Shockwave Launcher has stayed, and I love it being back in this season. And, like, but it's not Mythic, it's Legendary now. Kit used to be a pretty good boss. It would be packed here, you would have the henchmen, you would have the boxes, I loved it. And I never landed there as much as I should have, and I don't even now. Because there's no Mythic boss there anymore. But Season 3 was pretty good with him. And I do not think we're going to be seeing Caddy Corner next chapter, just because there's really no point. So, goodbye, Caddy Corner. Now, I believe this is the final location. We have Lazy Lake. Now, I am super biased to this location. We all know that, if you've been watching the channel. I land here almost every game. And this season, it's been me, Lazy Lake, every game. Last season, it was me, Lazy Lake, every game, pretty much. I love this location. And it's not just because of some of the little Easter eggs you can find here, like the No Sweat Insurance still being here from Tilted Towers, back in, like, Chapter 1. But it's just, it's a great landing spot. I would land on the building I'm on now, and then rotate over to that building I'm looking at. And you would get, I think, 5 to 6 chests, and then you could rotate into this middle one there, get some more chests if it hasn't been looted, get some kills. It was amazing. Lazy Lake is the Tilted Towers of this, like, island. I don't really care if that's controversial or not. I just reckon that's right. It's an amazing location. And I think it's my favorite location on this map, but that's me being super biased. I hope it follows us to Chapter 3, but if not, I will be actually quite upset. I love this location. And, yeah, I hope to see you on the Chapter 3 map, Lazy. But if not, goodbye. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did stay to the end, thank you. I did want to just say goodbye to every location. There are some locations I didn't mention in this video, which I probably should have, and I kind of feel bad for not, because I included stuff like the log jam, but I also didn't include stuff like the redacted bunker, which has recently been opened. The, like, camp cod down the bottom, that's a pretty good location. But they were just more honorable mentions. You know, this is kind of the honorable mention section. They will be kind of missed. I can tell you Camp Cod probably will not be staying, just because it is part of the island, if that makes sense. And the redacted bunker, I highly doubt will stay again, because part of the island, you know, storyline. Redacted bunker doesn't really deserve its own thing, because it was quite a letdown when it was revealed. So far, I'm probably talking, I've uploaded this before the event and stuff, so I have no clue if Blevin, like the blue cube, will do anything. He probably will, obviously. So far he hasn't. And what the redacted bunker is actually there for. Thank you for listening to this long video. I did want to say, like, goodbye to everything, just in case it just gets eradicated next season and completely altered, swapped, changed over.